Welcome to Irish Football Fan TV. This is the Starting 11 show. It is Republic of Ireland versus Hungary in the World Cup qualifiers tomorrow night at the Aviva Stadium. And it is a crunch game. And it's a game that we need to win. It's definitely a must not lose. But I would say it is a game that we need to win to kick off our qualifiers in the right way. So I'm going to go with the team that I think that could get us this result. And this is the formation that I'm going to go with in like a 4-3-3, but it would also be kind of come a 4-5-1 when we're not in possession. And I'm going to go with Caoimhin Kelleher as the number one for Ireland tomorrow evening. I think he's, set his marker, going out to Brentford, becoming the number one there. And he seems to have been settled as the number one. I think it makes sense to have him in there just in terms of continuity of the last while. I do think maybe you'd think Gavin Bazunu could be a little bit unlucky, but the way Kelleher has been performing for Ireland over the last year, you'd think you'd have to go with Kelleher on that one. The back four then, just purely down to the fact that we are a bit limited on the left-hand side. I'm going to go Matt Doherty right back. I'm going to go Liam Scales left back. In another mind, I would probably go Doherty left back and Jake O'Brien right back. But I think as a natural wide player, I think Doherty's better suited. And I think if you're going to have Jake O'Brien and Liam Scales, and that's four centre backs you'd have, I just think it doesn't provide you with any outlet from the wide areas. So I think having Doherty there, he could be the one that gets on forward, and then Scales on the other side. I just think he's more defence minded than Ryan Manning. So that's why I've gone with those two as my fullbacks. And then in the centre half positions, I think it's been a very constant centre-back pairing between Nathan Collins and Dara O'Shea. I don't see the need to break that up as much as Jake O'Brien has been brilliant for Everton. He's been playing right back. So to bring him back into a position that, although it's his natural position, I just think the fact that he's been playing right back and stuff, so to come in for such a big game at centre-back, having played right back for so long, I don't feel the need for it. I wouldn't be against it if it happens, but I would go Dara O'Shea and Nathan Collins just because they've played together so much, and I think they understand each other very well. But as I said, Jake unlucky in there, and obviously I'm an Everton fan, so I would like to see Jake in there either way. But on this occasion, that's what I've gone for. Then into midfield, Josh Cullen comes straight back into the team. I don't think we can look any further than him in terms of that position. Started the season really well at Burnley. I think he has to go in there. And again, talk about continuity, I'm going to go Jason Knight alongside Josh Cullen. I mean, you could look around, you could say Killian Phillips, so you could say who's the other midfielder, escapes me, Jack Taylor. You could see either of them, and I wouldn't really mind, but I think they're all of a similar level, and I just think at this occasion we need continuity. We need players who know each other inside out. So I think, Josh Cullen in front of that defence, then you have beside him Jason Knight, and then in that attacking midfield role, getting on with the striker there. I mean, there's a couple of options there, but I think the one that makes the most sense is Finn Azaz. People might say, oh, well, what about Sammy Szmodics in there? I see him more as a kind of wide forward or a forward rather than that number 10 position, but he can play it. But I think that this is the one that's going to give us... you saw how well Finn Azaz linked up with Evan Ferguson for that goal against Bulgaria, and how well he linked up with Troy Parrott when he set him up for that goal in Bulgaria as well. So I think Finn Azaz is best suited in that number 10 attacking midfield role. I think he's best suited for that. Then on the right wing, I will go with, and it's a toss-up really between Casey McAteer and Ogbene, but I'm going to go with Chiedozie Ogbene because I think he's never let Ireland down. I was really inspired by his press conference the other day. He seems really fired up. He's a change of mindset. He seems to really believe that he's going to kick on a level. So let's see if he can do that. On the left-hand side, I would go cutting in Sammy Szmodics, to be honest. I think that he could be a key player in that position. Albeit he's a centre forward, I think he could do that job really well as a left winger, cutting in on his right foot and making those runs in behind that he did so well at Blackburn. And we've seen a little bit of that last season at Ipswich, but I think that he would be brilliant in that position on the left-hand side, cutting in. And then centre forward, I think it's an absolute no-brainer. Evan Ferguson all day long, started the season so well at Roma. Done really well obviously in pre-season, but he looks sharp, he looks fit, and he's available. He's coming in this in quite good form. So I think without a doubt Evan Ferguson goes in there as the centre forward. I think that's a really strong team. I think it's as strong a team as I can remember. The only player who you would argue should be looking to get in that team is Troy Parrott, but he's injured. I think other than that, And people might be arguing about Jake O'Brien in there as well, and I totally get that. But I just think in terms of consistency, continuity, and players that know each other from playing with each other for so long, I think that's the best suited team and system for this game. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm really nervous, but I'm also really excited. If you haven't checked out our other content, please go check out. We've got opposition preview, combined 11s, match previews, all the press conferences that you could need to get you fired up for this one, especially if you're traveling up from the country. Give yourself the morning to listen to that on a playlist or whatever. But yeah, we can't wait to be there, and hope to God we get the win. Speak to you later. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, and I'll talk to you later. All the best. Come on, you boys in green.